I didn't think these things would be a topic this year. It's certainly not at this point, but here we go again.
Because now Indiana Fever players, all right, are getting called into question. Indiana Fever fans are getting called into question today. We got one post on here where somebody's literally calling, they're talking about there should be a boycott. That's what it really is, of the All-Star game over player safety.
The WNBA just launched an entire investigation because Angel Reese claims fans verbally attacked her with untoward remarks after her humiliating defeat against the Indiana Fever. But here's what's weird. Not a single video or audio recording exists of these alleged comments.
The following is a statement from the WNBA regarding yesterday's game in Indianapolis. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Now, I agree with strongly condemning racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms, and I agree they have no place in our league or in society. Agree.
What we do have video of? Angel Reese getting absolutely dominated by the Fever while Caitlin Clark put on a clinic. Is this just a convenient distraction from getting embarrassed on the court? Do you think the allegations are true? Let us know down in the comments below. Let's look at what really happened.
Look, Angel Reese supporters are losing cabin pressure as we speak. It is ugly. I mean, ugly. Some of the most vile, hateful things I've ever seen are being said on Twitter X right now. This should have nothing to do with skin color, but they're making it about that. You better believe it. The sports players, just like any other sport, they're open to criticism.
So what actually happens when a basketball player gets embarrassed on the court? Apparently, they claim racial verbal abuse without providing a shred of proof. That's exactly what we're seeing with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky after they got absolutely demolished by the Indiana Fever.
I would not have put out a statement about anything until the actual investigation was concluded. I do not see the benefit of the statement now. It makes the story 10 times bigger than it was. So from that kind of standpoint, I just don't get it.
Let's break down what Reese and her supporters actually claimed happened. Following the game, social media exploded with posts alleging that Fever fans hurled untoward remarks and comments at Reese. These text-only accusations spread like wildfire across Twitter and Instagram, gathering thousands of retweets and comments within hours. The WNBA immediately announced an investigation under their No Space for Hate initiative.
I really hope this isn't in response to some of the stuff that's been floating around on social media in the last day or so. Allegations made in text form with no backing or any video or even any evidence that the person who's making them was in attendance. And the thing about sounds, which has been debunked by other video evidence. I really sincerely hope that the league did not respond to that.
But wait a minute. Despite these serious allegations that prompted a full league investigation, not a single video, audio clip, or independent witness has verified these claims. Think about that for a second. In an arena filled with thousands of fans, many holding phones recording every moment, numerous broadcast cameras, and courtside microphones, not one piece of evidence has emerged. This isn't how it usually works. When fans actually misbehave at sporting events, we typically see evidence almost immediately. Remember when that fan threw popcorn at Russell Westbrook? Or when someone in the front row verbally harassed Caitlin Clark last year? Video evidence surfaced within minutes, not days. Yet here we are, with nothing but text posts as proof.
Number one, let me put it out there. I don't believe for a second that Indiana Fever fans were yelling racial slurs where there were television mics down by the court. I don't believe it. They would have gotten thrown out of the arena. So don't let that narrative, it would be everywhere. Somebody would have it on camera. It would get leaked. It would be online right now.
Even more suspicious is the timing of these allegations, coming right after Reese's miserable performance against Clark. The Sky got absolutely destroyed by the Fever, and Reese struggled mightily while Clark shined. You have to wonder if this whole controversy is just a convenient way to change the conversation from what happened on the court. What's really telling is that no one else in attendance has backed up these claims. Journalists covering the game? Silent. Other fans sitting in those sections? Nothing. Arena staff? Not a peep. Even the most vigilant social justice advocates in sports media haven't been able to find a single person who actually heard these alleged slurs.
They're going after the Chicago front office about clear racism and uneasiness the players feel playing in that arena. I'm off the W. I can't support a league like this. It's nuts. This is crazy. This basic ugly bee is so hateful. That's why her and her family keep funding bot accounts with Dave Portnoy. What? To slander Reese and then paying off ugly ass poor black C words to defend her and sell out their own. I mean, the crash out is epic.
The Chicago Sky released a statement supporting their players, which is fine. Teams should always have their players' backs. But their statement almost implied the Fever's arena was unsafe, which feels like a stretch given the complete absence of evidence. Let's be clear, racial abuse is never acceptable, and if it happened, those responsible should face consequences. But the complete absence of evidence suggests these claims may be fabricated to distract from what actually happened on the court. Speaking of what happened on the court, let's look at the real story everyone should be talking about: how the Fever absolutely dismantled the Sky.
Angel Reese acted like a total and complete idiot, and it got called out for it. Over a take foul. Stop it. We all know what's behind this.
While Angel Reese fans were busy crafting accusations on Twitter, the actual game told a completely different story. The Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Chicago Sky, they absolutely demolished them in a statement win that exposed the growing gap between these two teams. The numbers tell part of the story. The Fever controlled this game from start to finish, shooting at a higher percentage, dominating the boards, and playing with the kind of confidence we've come to expect from a team that's finding its identity. But statistics only reveal so much about the absolute clinic the Fever put on.
Well, the regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business. And Caitlin Clark handled her business game 1. 20, 10, and 10. 20, 10, and 10. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, what did the kids say? Belt to ass. Oh, yeah. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky. 93-58.
At the center of it all was Caitlin Clark, who delivered a triple-double masterclass with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Clark dictated the pace all night, finding teammates for easy buckets and knocking down shots when defenders gave her even an inch of space. Meanwhile, Angel Reese struggled mightily, looking lost against the Fever's defense and forcing shots that had almost no chance of going in. The Fever's game plan against Reese was particularly effective. They fronted her in the post, sent quick double teams when she did get the ball, and most importantly, they kept her off the offensive glass where she typically creates second chance opportunities. Every time Reese thought she had position, there was another Fever defender sliding over to contest.
And of course, there was the heated moment with Clark and Reese was booed and all that stuff. But I've been to a lot of sporting events, and in my experience there was nothing out of the ordinary. There was nothing that would make one think, oh, this is a hostile environment. Not even close, really. You know, it was a friendly, fun game atmosphere. And of course, yeah, fans got into it after that moment. So I am just really hopeful that it isn't what a lot of people are thinking it is, and the league overreacting to and feeding into social media speculation, because that would be a horrendous misstep.
Aaliyah Boston deserves special recognition for her defensive performance. Boston completely neutralized Reese's interior presence, blocking shots, altering others, and generally making life miserable for anyone wearing a Sky jersey who ventured into the paint. Her ability to defend without fouling kept her on the floor where she could continually frustrate Reese's attempts to establish any kind of rhythm.
Aaliyah Boston, 13 rebounds, 19 points. Aaliyah Boston had 5, including 3 in a row. One of them was on Angel Reese. Angel Reese, offensive rebound. Angel Reese misses 2-point shot. Angel Reese, offensive rebound. Angel Reese misses layup. I mean, we're right back to where we were last season. I told you guys not a lot was going to change.
Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull proved why the Fever are far more than just the Caitlin Clark team. Mitchell's shooting opened up driving lanes while Hull's hustle plays seemed to break the Sky's spirit on multiple occasions. Every time Chicago attempted to make a run, one of these two would make a momentum-stopping play. You could see Reese's frustration building throughout the game. Later, when Clark threaded a perfect bounce pass through traffic for an assist, cameras caught Reese rolling her eyes on the bench. Body language tells a story, and hers was screaming defeat well before the final buzzer.
Lob it in, now a good position.
Clark pulls, deep one, left wing. Caitlin Clark is her!
Natasha Howard able to lay it in. To Boston, her jumper is good.
I think we have a group that's much like the Pacers. We've got a lot of great balance.
Still on the bounce. 3 seconds to go in the half. Caitlin, left wing, off balance, 3. Got it! Caitlin connects ahead of the halftime buzzer. She is 1 of 1.
The Fever coaching staff deserves credit too. They identified the Sky's defensive weaknesses and exploited them mercilessly, running actions that consistently generated open looks against Chicago's confused rotations. Dave Portnoy summed it up perfectly. Caitlin Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league, while noting that Angel Reese made a fool out of herself. That assessment might sound harsh, but it accurately captures what everyone witnessed. The Fever didn't just win. They exposed fundamental weaknesses in Reese's game that she'd rather not have people talking about. But when you're getting outplayed this badly, sometimes you look for other ways to control the narrative.
A screen. Clark, 1-3. Buries it.
She starts 2025 with a triple-double.
You've probably seen the clips of Angel Reese trying to intimidate Caitlin Clark, but did you catch what happened right before and after this heated moment? The confrontation, which happened with just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter, tells us everything we need to know about the real dynamic between these two players. Let's break down exactly what went down. Clark attempted what appeared to be a take foul on Reese, slapping Reese's arms and wrists, who then fell to the ground. Was it a hard foul? Sure. Was it worthy of the reaction that followed? Absolutely not.
On the nuclear fallout, that's exactly what it's been, over the take foul, as Caitlin Clark is calling it, and that's a great way to say it. It was a take foul. She was trying to prevent a wide-open layup, although one could argue that she might have missed it anyway, on Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese went absolutely, utterly berserk.
As soon as Reese hit the floor, she immediately jumped up and charged at Clark with an intensity that went way beyond a normal response to a basketball foul. The refs reviewed the play and upgraded Clark's foul to a flagrant one. Let's be clear. If this is called a flagrant one, then how about those fouls Clark suffered last year that were never even called? But what's telling is what happened next. Aaliyah Boston stepped in to protect her teammate from Reese's aggressive approach, and for her efforts to keep the peace, Boston received a technical foul.
Caitlin and Aaliyah, can you kind of go through the little issue there, what happened when you got the flagrant, Aaliyah, you got a technical? What kind of happened there?
AB got the tech?
I know. Wait, what?
I got the tech?
I didn't know that.
Oh,
first of
no.
all,
I know.
Let's not make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened after.
Throughout all this, did you notice Clark's reaction? Total composure. She simply walked away while Reese continued with her theatrical performance for the crowd and cameras. This difference in temperament speaks volumes about both players. Former NFL player Robert Griffin pointed out something that many of us were thinking. He said there's no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark, and that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Griffin noted that Reese's reaction was different specifically because of who committed the foul. This wasn't about basketball, this was personal.
After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate either. Hate.
This behavior isn't new for Reese. Last year, she actually celebrated a flagrant foul against Clark when Chennedy Carter hip-checked Caitlin in a clear non-basketball play. Think about that. Celebrating when another player gets hit with a hard foul. The pattern is crystal clear.
And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Chennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
When you watch the video evidence in full context, it's obvious who was trying to provoke whom. Reese's supporters tried to spin a narrative that Clark was the instigator, but the footage doesn't lie. This wasn't about a basketball play. This was Reese trying to intimidate Clark because she was frustrated with how badly she and her team were getting outplayed.
So why do I think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? It could be the fact that Aaliyah Boston had to save Angel Reese from ending her career. This is a still shot. After the foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark.
This pattern of fabricating narratives extends beyond just this single game. It's becoming a predictable strategy whenever Reese encounters Clark on the court. Create drama, play the victim, and hope everyone forgets about the actual basketball being played. But fans are starting to see through it. The media keeps pushing this Clark versus Reese rivalry narrative, but after what we just saw on the court, can we even call it a rivalry anymore? For something to be a rivalry, both sides need to be competitive. What we're seeing instead is one player and team clearly pulling away while the other stagnates.
LaShawn McCoy, hell of an NFL player. Now he's at FS1. Man, for y'all who try to compare Angel Reese to Caitlin Curry Clark, should knock it off. It wasn't close in the college or pros. Watching this game, they're on two different planets. Yeah, from a basketball standpoint, they're not close. They're not. It's not even an argument anymore.
Let's look at the trajectories since they both joined the WNBA. Clark broke 62 records and won Rookie of the Year, not to mention all WNBA honors in her debut season. The team situations tell an even clearer story. The Fever have built a legitimate championship contender around Clark. They've surrounded her with perfect complementary pieces who maximize her strengths. The Sky, on the other hand, seems stuck in mediocrity with no clear direction forward.
You got a super duper phenomenal transcendent star versus a character actor or a role player.
What makes the Fever so exciting is their supporting cast. Aaliyah Boston is developing into one of the WNBA's premier defensive anchors. When she protects the paint, opposing teams literally change their entire offensive strategy. Kelsey Mitchell continues to prove she's one of the league's most underrated scorers, capable of dropping 25-plus points on any given night. And how about Lexi Hull? Her hustle plays and improved three-point shooting have transformed her into exactly the kind of glue player championship teams need. The statistical gap between Clark and Reese widens with each matchup. Clark's assist numbers alone show how she elevates everyone around her. She creates opportunities that simply wouldn't exist without her court vision. Reese, meanwhile, seems more focused on creating drama than creating scoring opportunities for her teammates.
End of the story. It's a win-win-win. Fever look great. Caitlin Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode, back in the winning. Yesterday was tough with the Celtics, but we're back, baby, and it all starts with who? CC 22, Caitlin Clark.
Look at the Fever's front office moves, too. Every decision they've made signals a franchise fully committed to building a dynasty. They've acquired veterans who complement their young core and bring championship experience such as Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colson, and Sophie Cunningham. They've implemented development programs designed for sustained success. The Sky's approach feels more random, a collection of players rather than a cohesive team with a shared vision.
Just went to game one, Caitlin Clark show, triple-double, 20-10-10, Fever win by 40.
The supposed rivalry exists only in social media posts and manufactured media narratives. On the court, the Fever are clearly establishing themselves as the team of the future, while the Sky struggle to find their identity. While the league investigates phantom fan comments based on unverified social media claims, savvy basketball fans are watching something much more real: the emergence of a championship contender in Indiana. The Fever aren't just winning games, they're building something special that could dominate the WNBA for years to come. That's the real story worth following, not some fabricated rivalry between two players who aren't even performing at the same level anymore.
She got fouled, totally common foul by Caitlin Clark, going for a layup, falls down and then attacks her basically and makes it just a joke out of her existence and why everybody hates Angel Reese. And shame on the WNBA upgrading this to a flagrant foul. That's a flagrant foul. It was the most common routine foul of all time.
The Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Chicago Sky on the scoreboard. They exposed the uncomfortable truth that some players would rather create off-court drama than address their on-court shortcomings. When you get blown out that badly, I guess manufacturing controversy is easier than improving your game. As fans, we should demand that the WNBA focus on the incredible basketball being played by stars like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell, instead of chasing social media ghosts with zero evidence. With the way the Fever are coming together as a team, 2025 is looking like the year they become a true championship contender. And that's the story everyone should be talking about. Do you think the allegations are true? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.